Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today it is time for a WIP and Chatty rant. What is a WIP and Chatty rant? You may be asking yourself. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress. And a chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on over the past week or so. Today, my WIP is again, this is Pink Clouds. This is from Orloa. This is a kind of not the best picture of what it looks like. It is a pastel colored, cute little painting. Lots of color blocking. It is a round painting and it is 65 by 65 centimeters. I have made very good progress on this kit. I'm going to be working right in this general section today. I am having a slight issue with the drills not lining up in the circles when I multi-place. The drill field needs to be tightened, in my opinion, but some colors are better than others. It seems like the white and the pink and the green are a little more, I don't know, like if I do a row of 10, the drills cover 9.5 circles. So not ideal when you have to flip your pen over and straighten them up every time you put some down. But it's okay. You know, I could single place. I don't want a single place. So I guess I will take some crookedness over having to single place. I have my Bees Crafty Corner release papers here and up there as well. As you can see, I am about, I would say I have maybe a fourth of the painting left. So this has not taken much time at all to do, which is kind of nice to have a little break between confetti. I am using my ZAP Designs pen. They are on Facebook. This is a Dynamite Diamond Chop 3D printed multi-placer tip. Whoa, I got some tweezers. I think those were actually from an Orloa kit. I do have my little prototype nail saver from Ephemera 3D, and I am using my pink and black tray from Ephemera 3D as well. And I have Reid's Putty in my pen, both single and multi-placer ends. I personally, if I can't use the putty or the glue dot or whatever it is in both ends of the pen, then it's not the right adhesive for me. But that's just me personally. And then I do have my drills in Elizabeth Ward and big Tic Tac containers. Have a lot of empty ones there just taking up space. And that is about it. Let me get zoomed in and we will get started. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are going to do the dark blue outline around the cute little friends. I did this little bunny face yesterday, and then I thought, oh, that kitty face will be absolutely perfect to do with you guys. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, that is hard to see. Before I forget, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. And if you are not, I hope that things get better and easier and more awesome for you soon. Because you are amazing, you are strong, and you can get through lots and lots of hard things. I know there's several viewers, I'm not going to call anybody out by name, that have had some health problems or even some, you know, pre-scheduled surgeries or even emergency surgeries. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I really do. It's nothing worse than having, you know, your schedule and just your life and everything just turned upside down, you know. And sometimes surgeries and whatnots are a blessing in disguise, you know. Sometimes we do them because we need to do them to improve our quality of life or, you know, get something taken care of. But it's still a disruptor. It is definitely something that can throw everything else for a loop-de-loop. All right, come on, little kitty face. You need to go down straight, please and thank you. So funny. I ordered something on Amazon, and you know how you don't look at the size, and you just assume it's going to be a certain size. Sometimes we do that with diamond paintings, and then we get them, and they're either really small or they're, you know, as big as your dining room table. I ordered this little cat on a duck, on a rubber duck. I thought it was going to be a full-size duck, not that. Yeah, my bad. That was funny when it came, and I said, "Oh, well, that is not what I thought it was going to be." Now I have a mini duck. Black cat on a pink duck. Diamond painting updates. I did work on this a little bit, and I have a finish. That's right. I finished Luann from Diamond Art Studio UK. That one turned out so good. I'm hoping to film a post review this week, and it probably won't be out for, oh my gosh, maybe another 2 weeks, just because I'm kind of ahead on filming stuff with only 2 videos a week, except for WIP and chats. So yeah, I'm just trying to pace things out, because I know there will be a week or 2 where I cannot do anything. But Luann turned out amazing, and if you are interested in trying out Diamond Art Studio UK, or if you've ordered before, you can use my code for a 10% off discount. It's CRAFTYISH 10, and there is a link in the description box, and I will earn some points from any affiliate sales that I make, but I am planning on doing a giveaway when the points reach, you know, a level where I can exchange them for a painting. So yeah, it will be the gift that keeps on giving. Other than that, I did not finish anything, and I don't think I bought anything. Well, no, okay. I bought some stuff this week. There has been definite money spending, but not on diamond painting related stuff. Yeah, it has been an expensive week. That is for sure. It is a little quiet here. Sassy Lassie is at camp for the week. I want my kids to go and do things, experience things, but I am anxious and I am a worrier. So the sleep has not been the best since she's been gone, and I know I'll get a good night's sleep when she's home safe and, you know, all that, because it's not that I don't think that other people can responsibly take care of my kids or whatever. It's just, you know, they call them accidents for a reason. And even though I know accidents could happen with me being in charge, yeah, it's just, I have a very active imagination. Very, very, very active. But it is kind of cool. They can you can, you know, write letters, but you email them, and then they can deliver them to the campers. And you can also buy things and have them sent to them at the camp. And I bought something, and I'm hoping I did it right. Because I realized I didn't really ask a lot of questions, and then I just did what I thought I was supposed to do. We'll see if she actually gets the thing that I sent. Because I kind of played the self-doubt game of when I looked at the Amazon purchase thing, and it said it was delivered, and it said it was delivered to the back door or back patio. And my brain's kind of like, it's like a camp office, and you delivered it on the back patio? Okay. Hopefully I did it right. If not, I will contact Amazon and say, oh my gosh, I didn't get my item. So confused. Oh yeah, I'm sure she's having fun, and I will have probably lots and lots of stories to be told. I always worry about, things like, did you wear sunscreen? Are you listening to the adults or the teenagers in charge? Just, ugh. So, gotta let go someday. Today is not the day. Today is indeed not the day. But she is going to get she's going to get a little surprise when she gets back. All right, well, that was interesting. My things disconnected and were very confused. So, what was I talking about? Oh, I was saying that Sassy Lassie is going to be in for a little surprise when she comes home, because I actually got a new car. And it's not a, full surprise, because I've been talking about it and stuff, but the actual doing of the purchasing of the new car was not exactly planned. But that is okay, right? Sometimes things don't go according to plan. My original idea was to try to get the Highlander hybrid, but they are very, very, very difficult to get your hands on. And I decided to do a little more research on hybrid SUVs, and there were a few others that looked like they could be promising. So I decided there was one that I did want to go look at, and I figured I need to do the legwork and whatnot, too, before I bring the husband down, because if I test drive it and I don't like it, then there's no reason for him to waste his time looking and doing all that as well. So I did go down solo, and he did tell me before I left the house, which, rude. He's like, don't buy a car. He's like, you're not allowed to buy a car without me. And I said, can't believe you would think that I would just go and buy a car. And he looked at me and I said, yeah, if I was allowed to, I probably would. But I agree, it's kind of it's a dual purchase. So both people should be involved, because it's a lot of money. And so I did go down I went to the Kia dealership, which is right next to the Toyota dealership, funny enough. And the sales guy I talked to was very, very nice, very chill, had a sense of humor. Love that. Because I don't do well with overly serious things. And, I was like, oh, I kind of like this, actually. Because I never got to drive. I went down to the Toyota dealership and I talked to somebody, but they didn't even have any of the car there. So you can't even see it before you get on this magical wait list. Just, kind of like, okay, I kind of want to see it and I want to touch it and I want to drive it, my fear was like, am I going to sit here, wait around for this car to maybe be available in 6 months, maybe, and then decide I don't even like it? So I test drove, it was the, what do you call it? The Kia, the Sorento hybrid. It was the gas electric hybrid, not the fully electric. I don't want to plug my car into my house. That seems, I don't know, that seems kind of scary to me. And so then I did, and I was like, well, I want my husband to see it. And, he's tall. I want to make sure he fits in it too, and isn't cramping his legs and all that. And then later on, what is it called? What's the name of the person? Sales manager actually called and asked if I had any questions or anything like that. And I thought that was kind of nice, not everywhere calls you after you come in. I was like, well, that's customer service right there. And I did have a few questions, and, you know, they were like, if there's any color you want, we can probably get it within a day. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never really been able to choose a color, you know what I mean? Like, there might be like 1 or 2 colors, but most times when I buy a car, there's very limited stock of what I'm looking for. I was like, well, that's cool. Wow. And so the next day we went to the dealership because I thought the sales guy was going to be there. And turns out that he had some kind of emergency come up. And I was like, oh dear. Okay. You know, because, you know, my thing is, if somebody helped me and they were helpful and they answered my questions, like, you know, I don't want to take a sale away from them, you know, but at the same time, I want a new car. So the sales manager who I had talked to the day before actually helped us, and it was good. You know, he was chatting with the husband. They were talking about stuff, you know, blah, 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 all the blah, blah, blahs. And I appreciated he didn't talk down to me, which I've had car dealers ignore me, you know, and just talk to my husband. And my husband's like, I'm not the one you need to sell this to, you know, because his thing is he doesn't like spending money. So he never wants to spend money on anything. So I'm the person that you need to, you know, convince and make happy, because he's not going to be happy because he just doesn't want to spend money on anything. So we got the car. I feel like it took forever, which it does when, you know, you have a trade-in and you have to do the financing and all that kind of stuff. But that was exciting. It's been a while since I've had a new car. It's been 8 years. I think I actually bought my car I had in July as well. And the amount of things that are different, oops, little putty nugget right there, is crazy. You know, the amount of safety features and just other features that you don't have to pay extra for. It's just, wow. Mind blown. There are so many cameras when you're, you know, backing up, going forward. There's blinker cameras, which I'm like, that's weird, you know. It's got the lane departure thingy and big old screen in it, and I was like, this is a little too advanced for me. I mean, I've had it for less than a week, but I feel like, you know, I kind of understand it now. But anytime you get something new, it's kind of a shock. But it's got heated and air conditioned seats, and at first I was like, air conditioned seats, come on! Like, I don't live in the desert. I don't need air conditioned seats. Oh my gosh! Today I got in the car and it was super hot, and I turned it on. Woo! That was nice. My husband and the sales guy were joking because the seats have all these little holes in them, and we were like, why are there so many holes in the seat? And my husband said, they look like golf shoe seats. And the sales guy was like, yes. He goes, I had a guy who saw the seats and basically was like, oh, those look like my golf shoes. He's like, I want this car. Just based on the way the seats looked, because they reminded him of his golf shoes. So, but yeah, so that's exciting. It's exciting. You know, scary, but exciting. I had to call the insurance company, as one does, and was absolutely horrified, because apparently, you know, we do the insurance every, 6 months? It's like every 6 months, you know, so you pay, it is, I think, $250 more every 6 months than it was with my old car. Ugh. I was like, well, that's, you know, I guess I'm saving money on gas. It says that I should get like 500 and something miles per tank of gas, which I don't think I've ever had a car that's had that amazing of gas mileage ever. I was slightly concerned. I was worried it might not be big enough, just because, you know, my mom lives with us, so we have, you know, sometimes we have 3 adults, and then, 2 kids, but really the teenager kind of counts as an adult in height and all that. Because it has the 2 bucket seats, and then it has the, what do you call it? It has 2 seats in the back instead of 3. And the cargo area is a little bit smaller than the car I have now, but I feel like, nah, I think it will be just fine, just fine. But we were chatting with the sales person, and he was telling us that, a lot of people come in and, they get the electric vehicles, and, it is definitely different than what you're used to if you've never had an electric vehicle. And he had a gentleman come in recently who was over 85, and he bought the fanciest electric vehicle they have. Like, it's got all the features. It's fully electric. It will almost drive for you, and it will park itself. And he said, I was a little worried because he was not quite grasping a lot of the features, which it's a lot. And he said, we took it out for a test drive, and he was going probably 15 under the speed limit, but I think he said, I feel bad because he keeps coming back in with questions. He said, I think it's been 2 weeks, and he's been back in 6 times to ask more questions, And he goes in, that's what we do. We're here. You have a question, ask it. We'll help you figure it out. I said, I hope I don't have to come back that many times and ask questions, but I might have to. I don't know. It's a weird, it's a weird thing when you don't fully understand how to operate something, or you feel like it shouldn't be this hard, but yet it is, or it's confusing. Yeah. I feel like there is very, very real fear that at least I have. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. When let's say you get a new car and you're driving it home for the first time, and you feel like everybody is out to get you. Is it just me? Is it just me that thinks that every time I drive, that I think everyone is out to get me? Yeah. Oh, that was a nerve-wracking drive home. My husband's like, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I just don't want people to hit me in the new car. I need to get it home and get it safely parked in the driveway, and then I can take a breath and go, okay. Very, very just like high anxiety for sure. So, but I'm not as anxious. But I did have to drive it on the freeway today for the first time, and it was beeping at me because there's people in the lane next to me, and I was in the left-hand lane, and the yellow line was there, but I'm kind of going closer to the yellow line because there's a giant semi next to me, and it's beeping, and it's trying to push me back into the lane. And like, no car, I am in charge of you. You are not in charge of me. I am purposely going over on this side a little bit because I don't want this big old semi to creep into my lane and hit me. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I may need to turn that feature off, because that's weird when you feel the car pulling you into the lane. No, I don't like that. I do not like the car trying to tell me what to do. We were watching a movie or something, and it was, I don't know, I think it was Saturday night or Sunday night, and we'd had a few Amazon deliveries, and then there was another, ring notification, but my husband goes, there's a lady in our driveway. And I said, what? Like an Amazon lady? And he goes, no, like a lady was just looking in our front window. And I was like, what? Because here I am, fresh out of the shower. I got my not, super clean and cute pajamas on. I look kind of like I just rolled out from under a bridge. And so he opened the door because she knocked on the door, and I was like trying to listen, because I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a salesperson or something like that. And this poor lady, she's probably, I don't know, maybe 60s, 70s. she was almost looked like she had been crying. I guess she got lost in, our general area. She's looking for a friend's house and her cell phone died. And so she couldn't figure out where she was supposed to go to get to this friend's house. And the road that we live on, there's houses right off the road, but a lot of people have gates or their houses don't look the friendliest. So clearly, she must have thought that our driveway looked safe enough to pull into, and then, looked safe enough to ring our doorbell and ask us, where she was. And because she's like, I don't know how to get to my friend's house. She's like, I don't even know what the address is because it was in my phone. And so, my husband had her pull up a chair outside the front door and got a little, what do you call them? Like the little rechargeable phone, battery charger thingy. And so, he came inside and he's like, she's lost, her phone's dead. And so he got her phone some juice and then looked up the friend's name and all of that. And they called the friend, and she had, I don't know what kind of accent she had. I'm not good with accents. But she's like, oh, I'm at this nice man's house. And her friend's like, what? Where are you? And she's like, it's fine. I'll be to your house soon. And she just hangs up. I can just imagine being the friend and thinking, my friend is at some man's house and he's fine. He's helping me. Like, oh my gosh, because not everybody is innocent and not everybody is trustworthy, right? So yeah, we got her phone charged. And then, she's like, I don't know if I have a plug-in in my car. Well, her car's a freaking Tesla. My husband's like, I'm pretty sure that there is some kind of, USB type plug-in. There's a wireless charging pad in her car. She had no idea. Again, with the technology, with some of these new cars, like sometimes you don't understand. And so, he helped her figure that out. And she's like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And he's like, I wouldn't have known either, honestly, because, we don't have a Tesla. So got her on her way. And my husband, he's a smart ass. He is, and he acts like he's, doesn't care about people, whatever, but he's sitting there and he's like, I should have asked for her friend's address so I can make sure she got there okay. And I said, you want to go drive around and see if she found it? And he's like, no. He's like, yes, but that just seems like that would be even creepier to be driving around the area where I think she said her friend lived. And then, I said, yeah, kind of, yeah. So as far as we know, she got there safe. She didn't come back to our house. So I'm hoping she got there safe. So, but yeah, it's kind of scary, and I'm glad that she came to our door, right? I'm glad that she came somewhere safe and we were able to guide her or at least get her phone charged and get her on her way. And I guess I was just kind of thinking about, what if that had been one of my loved ones? What if that had been my grandma or an aunt or my mom or whoever it may be? You would hope that if they went to somebody's house and rang the doorbell, that somebody wouldn't be a jerk and, not be willing to help, because at the end of the day, and I've watched way too much true crime. If you watch true crime, you probably have kind of a red flag feeling going on anytime your doorbell rings too. I've seen way too many things where, people are tricked into thinking somebody sweet and innocent needs help, and then, somebody comes out and kidnaps somebody. So, yeah. So that was a little adventure on an otherwise dull night. Still have not figured out the insurance information for the drug that my mom needs. I did talk to the doctor. She said she would try to send in a prescription for a different medicine, but she said it'll probably do the same thing, and it did. They instantly denied it. She said there is another osteoporosis medicine that she can do that will probably be covered because you have to physically go to the hospital, and it's like an infusion. It's a once a month thing. And she said that would probably get approved because it's a procedure. But then the only downside is you got to go to the hospital once a month, which, I will be the one taking her to the hospital to do it if that's what we decide to do, which hopefully, we have to fully make sure this other new medicine isn't approved, and then we would have to try to apply for the other thing. Just so many freaking hoops. On the one hand, it's kind of like, well, that's an hour-long infusion, and 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, and that's a little time commitment. But if it's gonna save $700 a month, I'm willing to make the effort, because that's a lot of money for a thing. And also too, another thing I kind of worry about is that if we're on this, my mom has this injectable medicine and she's supposed to inject it herself, is she going to do it properly? And is she going to remember to do it? Because I'm sure either we maybe aren't necessarily the best at remembering prescriptions, or we know somebody who isn't the best about remembering to take your prescriptions every day. I know lots of people who are of the, I took the antibiotic for 3 days and I felt better, so I stopped taking it mindset. So maybe an infusion might just be better because it's a once a month thing, but then it's, it's out of the mindset until the next month. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just shouldn't be this hard. Should not be this hard, but yet it is. So, but the doctor was very, and I even said to her, I don't blame you guys. It's not your guys' fault. It's frustrating, yes, but it's all the insurance. And she was like, this whole process is bullshittle niddles. And I'm like, yeah, kinda, because, she's like, I wish I could just have a stack of the medicine here and just give it out to people, have them come in once a month and just give them the medicine, because I think most doctors, they became a doctor because they want to help people. And, maybe when you're going to medical school or you dream about being a doctor as a kid, maybe you're not expecting there to be so much politics behind it all. I wouldn't have thought, as a kid, I'm just thinking like, you go to the doctor, you pick up your medicine, you're good, but definitely probably makes it difficult for them to do their job, to do the thing that they're trying to do, is to help people. Another thing that the doctor did recommend, to help build the bonage, is to do some, potentially strength training exercises. And so I did find a few YouTube videos and for exercises for seniors. And so I'm going to have, we did one with Sassy Lassies at camp, so she was not present for the I call it the old lady exercises, but just to try to keep it fun and lighthearted. And so teenager me and grandma, we all did a little exercise. And so if you do something similar, or of a YouTube channel that does senior strength training exercises, let me know. I don't remember what the name of this one was that I did, but I think it was like maybe 15-20 minutes, and it was a lady, and then I think it was her mom. And so the mom was sitting in a chair doing some of them, like modified exercises. And then we had my mom do it, but we were just kind of having her do the motions just to get a feel for for what she should be doing when we do it with very light weights. So yeah, that's at least something we can do that isn't going to cost us $700 a month. Because, oh my gosh, ugh, that's just ridiculous. So the goal is to do that a few times a week. And, you know, if we do it all together, then it's kind of like, look at us, we're exercising as a family. I joked that I should get some, you know, 70s or 80s style windbreakers with, you know, sweatbands and stuff like that, and we could all wear matching outfits while we do it. But no one else was fond of that idea, which, people have no sense of adventure in this house sometimes, I swear. We got to go to Costco early. We have not gone to Costco since they did the what do you call it? The executive membership. Get in, you know, an hour early. So 9 a.m. instead of 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Oh my gosh. I do not want to be at Costco at 10 p.m. It was glorious. Glorious. Oh my gosh. Got there. Went straight in. It was not as crowded. I mean, there were still quite a few people there. I would not be surprised if a lot of people did not get an executive membership just so they could go in and shop early. We were in line. It was just husband and I went. And we were done shopping by 9:40. Got some food at the food court, which felt weird getting pizza and hot dogs for everybody. But I'm not going to pass up, you know, a $3 slice of pizza. So, nope. It felt a little weird, you know, pizza for breakfast, but hey. And we were home before 10 a.m. That was amazing. Super, super worth it, in my opinion. Yes, indeedly do. I did feel kind of like, you know, is this what a celebrity feels like? Going into Costco an hour early? Is this how a celebrity feels when they are at Disneyland and they have their own private tour guide and they just cut the line? It's probably the closest thing I'm going to get to feeling like a fancy person or a fancy celebrity. Probably, but that's okay. I will take my Costco executive membership, feeling like I'm made it in life. And my nails are a mess. I don't know what I did last week and the beginning of this week, but I had so many cracks and splits, and like I actually tore my nail way down here when I was emptying my car. I was trying to dig under the seat to, you know, grab whatever hidden things lie under your seats. And I snagged my nail. I have like both my pinky nails had a big old split in them. And then this one I keep, and this one I keep tearing. I don't know. I think I just need to maybe wrap my nails in duct tape or something, because they are a mess. But my mom and I did go to Walmart. That was a letdown, not gonna lie. That was a huge letdown. I originally wanted to go, well, 2 reasons. Number one, I did see on Facebook somebody posted a cute little Walmart shirt and sweatpants set. I wanted to see that. And I wanted to see if that Halloween stuff. I found the shirt and the shorts set. What a disappointment. What a freaking disappointment, because they were in the women's section. But the t-shirt looked like it should have been in the toddler little girl section. I don't know who at Walmart in charge of purchasing clothes. I don't know what they're smoking, but they need to go to rehab and they need to figure it out, because why all the shirts look like they got put in the dryer and shrunk, and they look like they're for a 6-year-old girl is beyond me. I don't know many adults that want to wear a shirt that is cropping and riding up when you wear it and is extremely tight and fitted. I don't know if Walmart just doesn't actually, take into account what their customers want, but I can't see a lot of people wanting to wear t-shirts like the shirts that I saw. Just, they feel gross, and they're ribbed, and they're just like it looks like you would put it on and you would just feel like you were being suffocated. Yeah, the Dr. Pepper shirt, it was one of those. I wanted to cry. And our Walmart moved everything around in the clothing section. It's like, you can't do this to me. You can't do this. It's all about me. You cannot move everything around. And it doesn't look like they moved stuff around in any other department except for the women's clothes. Why? Why do you hate me? Please don't do that. Please. So we were walking around Walmart, and I thought, well, the clothing was a giant fail. Okay, fine. It's been a month. They've got to have the Halloween stuff out. It's July. Everything on Facebook I see, people posting, code orange at Walmart. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Your clothing sucks. Let's go to the Halloween section. We walk around the corner, and I'm, saying something to my mom, and there was a Walmart employee and a big old pallet full of, worthless junk that we buy. And I said something about, oh, I hope the, what do you call it? It's the Halloween stuff is out. And he goes, yeah, no, it's not. And I said, what? What do you mean it's not? And he goes, well, we just put school stuff out. And, we're in Washington. And so school doesn't start until usually the last week of August or the first week of September, depending. Some schools start before Labor Day, some start after Labor Day. It's kind of hit and miss. And I said, but everyone else has Halloween out. I've seen it on the internet. The internet and Facebook would not lie to me, okay? Steve, I don't know what his name was, but I feel like he was Steve. He was like, nope, sorry. So that was another letdown. I was like, this is just not turning out to be my day. So, no Halloween at Walmart. Still. They did have some at Costco. But it wasn't, it wasn't the Halloween stuff I want to see at Costco. There was a lot of Disney Halloween stuff at Costco, which, not really my thing. So, if it's yours, then good for you. But not for me. Other than that, it's been a slow, not overly exciting week. And that is okay, because I would rather it not be full of drama than, I will take some slow days, while I'm still worrying about, both my kids not being home, safe in my house. But it's fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. People go to camp all the time and are totally fine. Just, it makes me nervous. But as part of life is dealing with things. I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's having fun. It's just control freak tendencies are hard to control sometimes. So, all right, let me put this up. Let me zoom out. All right, we have our little kitty friend. Oh, there's 2 drills here, but I'll fill in that cloud and stuff after the fact. So yes, that is the little section we are working on. I did actually work on something else. I have been, but the kitting up has not been put on the channel yet. So I didn't want to work on that today. So that's why we're working on this again. Let me know what you guys think of this little cutie pie or Aloha kit. What are you working on? Did you go to summer camp and survive? Did you send your kids to summer camp and did they survive? I personally never went to summer camp. Mainly because I was afraid of the food. I was a very picky eater. I was worried that I would starve to death. I also didn't know how to swim. And I was worried that I would drown to death. And then I was also worried I don't know. I had a lot of worries. So I never went to camp. So that's okay though. Not everybody wants to do the same thing. So that is going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. All right, Duncan. Ow, that's my finger. Please don't bite me. Ooh, that Dr. Pepper is cold. Oh, you're going to... Oh. You're going to help. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Come again. Okay, everybody's gonna behave? Maybe? Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Make sure to edit that out. Like they could go anywhere. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. Don't want to confuse myself. It's easy to do. We don't need to do it. And now the cat is digging around in the litter box. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, I've got to stop with the drinking of Dr. Pepper. It's going to be like 20 minutes of editing burps out. Why did it disconnect? Oh, you big turd burger.